Now, Northumberland Zoo is hoping for a surge in visitors after their latest social media promo video went viral. The clip, which has now been viewed more than 6 million times on TikTok, features the zoo's older owners using the language of a much younger generation, and the results are hilarious.
Wow, what a busy few weeks it has been. If you haven't seen it already, you need to have a look at our TikTok channel or our YouTube channel. The genz marketing video that I put out of my parents.
Northumberland Zoo hits different. It's popping.
It went absolutely viral, which is something that none of us could have possibly anticipated. So I've put a little link in the description there to that, and there's also a link to the bloopers, the outtakes video as well.
No, that one needs to be down. That there, that's straight.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's straight, that's bent.
That's perfect.
So do you want to just practice the two of you? So put it back down your side, down by your side.
See what they get me.
Brian, will you be quiet?
I saw a video from Edinburgh Zoo of David Field, who's the CEO of Edinburgh Zoo, and he put it out and I was like, what is this? And he was speaking in really weird words, and I'm not Gen Z, so I didn't know what it meant. But it was funny because it was taking the mick out of himself, and I thought, you know what, this is a great idea. Wouldn't it be cool if my parents would do it? And I was like, nah, they won't. But then a couple of days later, I obviously kind of thought, you know what, this is a good idea. Claudia, one of our keepers, she brought it up and mentioned that would be a really good idea too. So we asked my parents, well, we asked my dad initially. I didn't think my mum would do it because you know what she's like on camera. She's not. But then we sat down, we worked out a script. Claudia okayed the Gen Z terminology. Me and Luce, with our millennial sense of humors, we sorted out kind of the locations, what the animals were going to be doing, and obviously I did all the filming and editing. So you know when I mentioned to you about doing this Gen Z video, you did some research.
Yes, I saw this message and I thought, ooh, I'll have a little look on TikTok at some that had already been done. And then I spent about half an hour researching Gen Z language because it didn't make a huge amount of sense to me. And I actually thought, oh, this is really fun. We can do a really good job.
So these are words that you understand.
Not all of them, but when Lucy came with her little notebook, was like, I've done my research. But directing your mum and dad was the funniest bit. Because we were trying so hard not to lose it. So we were trying to be professional directors. Yeah, but it was just so much fun. And then watching it back, when you and me were watching the clips that you'd chosen and trying to decide which ones were best, I mean, some of them were just hilarious, but couldn't be used.
Straighten that one out.
Your middle fingers, it's easier
Yeah,
that way.
and bend that. Like that. That's it. That's what you need.
Hold it like that and put it just down by your side, but keep that ready.
My favourite clip was Brian saying it's giving Amazon rainforest, and then the perfect comedy timing of Linda turning around and saying lit.
It's giving Amazon rainforest.
Lit.
So obviously it was super handy having you on the team to decide what words to use, and obviously directing my parents, what was that like?
It was so funny, but the fact is they just did it. They didn't even question it until after. So the fact that they just did it your mum with small, and then afterwards she was like, what does that mean? It's small, but it's just so funny because they were just so up for everything as well. And I think seeing different generations do it as well, and I think it came off funnier because they didn't even know what it meant.
Queen. Ick.
Obviously when we do a heart and stuff, we always do it like that, but I've seen that people do it like that now, and they're for little friends. And that was my favourite bit, was with the bloopers, and they were trying to match it up with your dad. He had it, and then all of a sudden it would go really wonky. And my favourite part was when they first matched it up and it was just completely.
Yeah, now just put your hand down by your side.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, you ready? So make a heart between you. That'll do.
You manage our Instagram
Yeah.
profile, so what have you seen on there?
And that's been so good because we've also been approached by big Instagram accounts that repost other things that get so many more views. Because how many have we got now? 80,000 or something on
300,000 on our Instagram.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah,
so
loads.
that was good. But then it literally, as soon as it got posted on and reposted on other accounts, it literally hits the millions. Everybody's liked it. But on that note, we've literally gained so many followers. We've gained, it's about 6,000. And then Martin Garrix followed us as well. Like, that's insane.
But there's been loads of other like
that have followed us.
Yeah, like American TV presenters. We've had musicians.
Yeah, musicians, actresses and stuff, and actors and that. And it's just insane.
Absolutely no thought that it would go that far and that it would be so popular. But then when I watched ours back, because I probably watched it about 10 times the day after you'd posted it, I was absolutely crying with laughter every time. So I just kind of thought, yeah, we nailed this.
We're just a small place in Northumberland, and we've got one of the best videos out there that it's just reached so many people. So you're like, how?
And we put the video out on Friday night, coming up 2 weeks tomorrow, and like within a matter of days we had like 2 to 3 million views on TikTok, which was like wow. And then we had the Guardian newspaper got in touch, and we made it onto page 3 of the Guardian newspaper on the Thursday, so it was less than a week later. And then of course from there, then the BBC got in touch, and they wanted me and my mum and dad to travel down to Manchester to the studio where they do the BBC breakfast show. But meanwhile my parents went on holiday, so they literally like left. They went to Ireland, so they missed out on this mental media circus. But obviously my parents were out of the country, so I went down to the BBC breakfast.
Like razzle dazzle.
No,
Same thing?
No, it's not.
Like Raz, Susie, it'd be the same thing, would it? Razzle dazzle.
And that was an incredibly nerve-wracking experience, being on live TV in the morning. It was slightly disappointing because when I got there, they didn't really speak to me about the zoo or about the conservation or about the story or anything about the whole video and what it had done for the zoo, blah, blah, blah. They were just interested in trying to get me to say Gen Z words because they had Susie Dent on live as well. Apparently she's from Countdown. She's like a dictionary lady. So they were like trying to bait me to say Gen Z words, which I don't really know. So it was a really weird interview if anybody saw it, but it's press, blah, blah, blah. It's good advertisement for the zoo, but that was totally not what the point of that interview was meant to be. And it was a really long way to drive to do that. But the really cool bit was that afterwards, Steve Backshaw was on after me. So I got to meet him. So that was cool. He thinks I'm slightly crazy, but other than that, it's fine. And then the next morning we were broadcasting live from the zoo onto Sky News with our beautiful snow leopards in the background.
Ick. Oh, I love it. Well, Maxine Bradley, whose parents own the zoo and who feature in those videos, join me now. A very good morning to you. Love this campaign, Maxine. To all you've just been joined by, I think it's a cat. I can only see the back half of it. Tell me that's a cat and not something wilder.
Good morning. Yes, that's a snow leopard.
Then we got contacted by the Today Show in Australia. We've been contacted by a news outlet in Germany. Social media is insane. And then last weekend we were like inundated with like really, really young visitors. Gen Zers. So yeah, like, God, my parents got back and like trying to get back into everything. It's just been mental. Like, you just can't make it up. So apologies for the lack of video last week. What did you think about doing it?
Which video?
The viral video. You're famous now on TikTok.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Did you get frustrated with Daddy?
A little bit.
Why?
Because he couldn't hold his finger correctly. It took me a little bit, but I think it took him even longer. Right, get your fingers right.
Oh, God.
Get your fingers right.
You're filming a marketing video.
Promotional video, that's what this is, okay?
That's the bent one.
Don't
That's
worry
the
too much
straight
about the
one.
shape. Just don't have it up ready, have it down by your side.
Yeah, down by your
Now down
side.
Okay,
Why is your right hand pointing at the floor?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right, so here's the line. So you're going to say, Northumberland Zoo hits different.
Northumberland Zoo hits different.
No smile.
Was he good? Was he listening to direction well?
No, he wasn't.
Why?
He was just doing his own thing.
If you were asked to do another video, would you do it?
Depends what it's on.
Do you understand what any of the words mean?
No.
Do you understand what they mean now?
One or two. Like Menti B, I get that one. I don't really get the others.
Neither do we. 3.5 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
Did you know that some people thought you looked like Danny DeVito?
No,
Were you being held hostage?
no,
Do you understand what any of the words meant?
not a frigging clue. But if it makes people happy, that's all that matters, because there's too many miserable people in this world.
So I don't know if my parents are going to do another video. I feel like they've peaked. I feel like that was probably like, we're not going to get better than that unless they can learn some sick dance moves or something, or lip syncing. I think that would be quite funny, but I can't really imagine my parents doing that. So I think that's probably it. I think they peaked. But it was so cool. And obviously, like, what was really nice is that we had loads of zoos from around the world that got super inspired by the video, and they like tagged us in it. And we've got like loads of people know who Northumberland Zoo are now. Even the States, people want to buy merch. They want to have merch with like my parents on it and stuff. It's just really weird. So yeah, I mean, that's cool. But that's why we've been so busy. Anyways, I just wanted to keep today's update really brief, just because it's been super busy. And if you haven't seen those videos already, then I definitely recommend you go and watch them, because I mean, they are amusing. But yeah, I hope you're having an awesome week and you've had a good couple of weeks. And thank you so much for your continued support, and, you know, visiting the zoo and support the channel, and everything really helps us keep going. And just things like this really take us by surprise, you know, sometimes, and we just you can't wrap your head around it. But we're still here and we're still doing good. Join us next week as I'm going to show you our newest development, which is super exciting. It's one of my favorite things that we've done so far. It's one of my favorite species in the world. So like, I'm so excited for this, and I will be giving you a tour next week and showing you some really cool videos of that. So yeah, definitely don't miss it. And if you haven't done already, please do remember to like this video and subscribe to the Northumberland Zoo channel. And I shall see you next week.